Gonna pray for me. It was just us.
Today, from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, it's Week 16 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans taking on Ryan Finley and the Cincinnati Bengals.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by their second-year quarterback from NC State. It's Ryan Finley.
And his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Finley sets to throw on first down. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup there. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Our first carry here for Joe Mixon. And all this Texans defense, they're all charged up now. They stopped him behind the line for the 2nd straight play.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. From the gun, Finley. Under pressure on the Texans, able to get in there for the sack. CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Texans taking over offensively, and it is, of course, Deshaun Watson who leads them out at quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. He'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease, then bursts through it for a solid game.
And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. The numbers a week ago for Johnson. 18 carries, 92 yards.
And as we discovered in talking with the coaching staff prior to the game, going up against a team that struggled against the run, has only emboldened them to run the football more. I expect 40 to 50 carries in this game.
It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. They went with the run-pass option, and I don't know if the option really mattered there because the defense was ready.
So many times you put the defense at a disadvantage because you have those multiple options, but when they read their keys and play it correctly, sometimes the result goes in their favor.
And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete. The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. And this one grabbed by Darren Fells. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
It's a 1st down on a gain of 10. They toss it out right to Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Clock running under a minute to go in a scoreless 1st quarter.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given...
Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks, his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Texans have taken the early lead. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. And the Texans take a 7-0 lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their 2nd drive. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
A gain of 18 on the play.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Mixon with a 1st down carry. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
It's 2nd and 8.
Finley working out of the gun. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
He's going to let one fly for Tate. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt.
Texans take over 1st and 10. at their own 21.
So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
Watson to give. This is Johnson. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call.
Offense.
What's up, man?
So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it without holding.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there. A first down carry here for Johnson. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals 42. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they...
Open man is Cooks. He's got it. Touchdown, Texans. Brandon Cooks. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans will add on to their lead.
It's not much that's perfect in football, but that's about as close to it as you're going to get. Score, force a punt, score again.
And both drives were impressive. The opening drive was, that last one was. Now on the other side, though, what's your psyche? You're really behind the 8 ball.
You got to make sure you just hold in there. Survive the early storm, relax a little bit, and try to get back to your game plan. It's way too early for panic.
And this one through the uprights and good. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. 2nd and 9 now from the 21.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on first down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he will be marked down short of the first as they get to him at the 29. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And we move to spotlighting Brandon Cooks. And his 2 touchdowns, a big reason they're winning right now.
So meaningful when you score and it's got your team out there in front. Changes the complexion of everything you're doing. It's one thing to score, garbage time, but these count. This is a big deal, and he's making those types of plays, and I think they'll keep finding ways to get it to him.
I was just going to say probably going to go back to him. Watson on first down. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now this throw caught left side. And he's going to have a first down, and they get into field goal range here at the 29. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On first down, it's Watson. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And he's going to look that one in one-handed. What a catch for the touchdown. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And it is now 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bengals drive about to get going. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all of these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. A first down throw for Finley. That's complete to the tight end Sample. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Throwing again on second down. Finley. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. To the air again, Finley. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. Maybe a frustration penalty there because he's picked them apart. They've tried their best to get to him and haven't done it successfully. A penalty as a result of that hit there. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Tate in the final seconds of the first half. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign. That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here. They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start up in the Steel City, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. And it's the Colts who have the lead in that one. Phillip Rivers has thrown a touchdown there. From there, we head over to Detroit. Check on the Lions at home, Ford Field. And they've got the lead in their matchup with the Tampa Bay Bucks. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And that one's gone to the half with the visiting Bears on top. Allen Robinson, 2 touchdown catches in that first half alone. In the game you're watching is Deshaun Watson, who was the star of the first half. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front as we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone, and he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And this will be a Texans first down as they'll take this up to the 38-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. They'll run it with Johnson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the gun, here's Watson. Open man, the tight end fails. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 44-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a first down.
First contact at the 31-yard line.
Johnson. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game, and the Texans will extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me, and they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that, so you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10. At their own 20.
So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down. First down, Finley. His throw incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target, but it'll be second down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On second down, here's Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. To throw it, it's Finley. Now they go screen, it's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
20-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd.
3rd and 5.
A shotgun snap for Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Finley setting up on 1st down. This one hauled in by Sample. Not much there, only a yard.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Finley now from the 50. Working the middle here, that's complete to Sample, the tight end. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 40. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Slant pass to Boyd. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Out to the left. He's got Sample there. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. On 1st and 10, Finley. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And they'll get this down to the 10. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a 1st down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
They're going to run this with a tight end. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Drew Sample, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They're able to push forward for about 4 down to the 37. The Texans on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. There's Johnson. He's been busy this afternoon. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Texans football as we welcome you back. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. Throwing now, Watson. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Well, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry. Finley sets to throw on 1st down. And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to get that ball to Auden Tate. They bring up 2nd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple of weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise. Because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
First down, Bengals.
On the crossing route, complete. It's Boyd. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Finley. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. He's going to let it fly. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Justin Reed. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the interception, here's Watson. He's letting this one go for Fuller. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, William Jackson with a pick. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now You're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence. On second down, Finley again. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Green once again the intended receiver, but now it'll be third down. Now Finley. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. One last shot now for Finley. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for the Texans, their hopes of a 500 season stay alive as they move to 7-8 now on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Tennessee Titans come to town. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they lose their 9th game on the year. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Baltimore Ravens come to town. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.